I respect Max, okay?
Yeah,
like,
it's
I won't make unique pieces for anyone. I will not do anything for anyone. I will let my creativity run free, and I will create what I want. And when I say it's a final edition, it's a final.
He made some piece uniques, but
early days
that was
for charity.
No, he made the first 2-3 years because the brand was suffering. He actually made, I think, 3 only, maybe 4. That's it.
The brown box.
Yeah, that's it.
I only know the brown box.
I mean, he barely made any.
I remember like when I was quite aggressively ordering watches, I think in 2013, 2014, and I think it was during Dubai Watch Week, or like back then it wasn't called Dubai Watch Week, it was called Salon de Grand Complication or GPHG or something like that. And Max messaged me and he said, let's have lunch. And I was like, oh, cool. So we had lunch, and like there was no agenda or anything, like we were just talking. And I don't know how this topic came up. I think I started it. I was like, like I don't even own an MBNF yet. And he's like, oh, how come? I'm like, the ones I like, I can't wear because, I wear my watches upside down, and like your watches won't tell the time upside down, right? So I have to wear them right side up. He's like, I was like, do you think that maybe you could like flip the discs at least? Just nothing crazy, just flip the discs. Maybe like change the color of the case. I don't know. Anything, like whatever you want to do, like do whatever you want to do. He was like, no, we don't do that. I was like, come on. He was like, no way. It was like a hard no, and it was the first time I ever heard that from a brand.
You can't negotiate.
Back then, you go to Richard Mille, okay,
yeah.
I make it. You go to Vacheron, we have a department for you,
Yeah.
You go to anyone, anywhere, independent or mainstream, not counting Rolex, Patek, there was a gray area. You could get crazy stuff, but like, it didn't...
It depends on the timing.
No, it didn't have to be unique.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want Celestial with emeralds? Yeah, we'll make it for you.
And everyone else.
If someone else asks, we'll make it for them.
Which
too.
is fair.
Yeah, no, which is fair. Okay, and you want something cool. Okay, we'll make it. But like, if someone else wants it too, we're not going to say no to that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But it was the first time I heard a hard no. And to be honest, I was pretty upset. I felt like in some way that he had disrespected me. And perhaps I had taken it personally. It was a bit of an ego thing, I'll be very honest, okay? And I didn't like it. But seeing how he treated one of his biggest collectors made me feel not so bad. So I don't want to name the nationality of this specific collector, but it was a GCC country collector. And he had bought every MBNF variant possible. So like, it's not like he owns like 10 HM1s in the same metal. No, but he owns like one HM1 here and like one HM1 there. He really liked the HM6, the spaceship, okay? And he wanted a unique piece. And the story is that he went to Max and he was like, could you make me one in like sapphire and like put like aliens all over it and like put some like colored lube? And Max was like, oh, that's actually a pretty cool idea. I'm going to make 4 unique pieces, but I'm going to release them to the public. Feel free to buy them if you like. And it actually happened because I remember going to an event and there was the watch sitting right there. One of, I think it was the blue one. And it was offered to me and I could buy it if I wanted to. I didn't have the money, but like I passed on it. And I think a week later they told me that guy bought it. So he didn't make it specifically for him. He made the watches, he offered them to the public, and that guy just happened to like buy them all. insane. You know, like how cool is that? He was like, this is one of your biggest collectors.
It's okay.
And you wouldn't make a piece unique for him. And today we live in an era where everything can be made into a piece unique. Have you seen
So
the
you have
recipes with like rubies and emeralds?
You have subscription models, okay, and then you have the, so, you know what's funny is, you first offer your subscription models, right? So they're usually 12 is the magic number. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you start selling the batches of
I think it's some case molding thing, case making thing. Because there's like 12 per pallet, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
And then after that, you sell the 30% or 50% more price-wise to the public, mm-hmm. and you make it so that, you know, people are like on raffles or you know, it's like a lottery system, or begging someone, a friend of a friend, or you know, like you know, it's all sorts of crazy stuff. So you're selling that, and you're selling like 3 editions of that, but you don't have to deliver those.
Oh, okay.
You first deliver the unique pieces that people have ordered after that.
So like the ones with like falcons and like tigers and like...
and their fish one, the last one.
Oh my.
Yeah. The last one is a fish.
Wow. So we are just like spelling the names of the brands?
No.
Is that what we're doing?
So
we're pointing fingers, we're naming names?
Pre-COVID, I'm not going to get into the name of this guy, right? But a watchmaker. And he launched a watch that was... It was supposed to be a limited edition of 99, okay? Limited edition of 99. Cool watch. So I supported the project, loved the idea, ordered one, and then the waiting process began. And then he launched the exact same one in a different case, but visually the two look exactly the same. You know, it's not like a gold case. No. It's
a white metal.
Maybe naturally it's not even a white metal, but he made it white. So he launched that, and I'm like, okay, you didn't even deliver mine yet. And then halfway through that, I saw unique pieces and stuff being delivered, and I'm still waiting on my watch. So I sold the contract. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit there, like I find that insulting, that you're in early, you support, you go all out, and you fight to get the allocation, because you know you got to go through emails and you got to talk to the guy and everything, and then you see unique pieces left and right and stuff like that, and you're still waiting on your watch. I think that's very disrespectful.
I mean, now you see when people buy from these brands, and they end up flipping them and never buy from those brands anymore. Honestly, I can't blame them. When you get treated like that, then you know what? Maybe better to buy from Journe, from MBNF, from those brands when they promise something, they actually deliver.
I will go to Vacheron. I will go to, you know, maybe not for myself a Panerai, but Panerai is far more appealing. You can go and you can buy one.
Yeah.
You know,
you can buy a cool Panerai.
Yeah. Like the thing is, there's such a blind eye, and there's just this cult following of people not knowing what they're buying into, and the question remains, and we all know the answer. If these watches that you are, these new guys, if you were to buy their watches and lose 50%, would you support them? And 99% of the people that are buying would say no.
100% of the people. I know who's buying them.
No, maybe there's that one guy. But
I don't know him.
No one would. And these celebrities that go on the internet and all these things, and like, you know, I managed to get this and that, and he put this on this and the whatever. You're not buying a strap from that guy if the strap lost money. I'm sorry. You know, like the reason you're like at the peak of FOMO, and you're just getting it to tell people that you can get something that they can't. and you're supporting them, and it's like the brand is doing you a favor, or you're doing the brand a favor. I don't know. It's like this weird, relationship. But cut the crap. You're not buying the strap or the threads or anything on that thing if it was losing money. Like, we know that because you're buying an investment. You don't care about this watch. You don't care about this guy who's struggling or not. You don't care about any of that stuff. The minute the ship starts to sink, you're dumping. You're dumping because you couldn't care less.
Because the brand made it this way. I mean, they made it this way.
This is how it is.
Yeah.
This is how it is. You don't need to do anything. And I still respect people like Max who are not affected by this. Kari, that is still, straight shooter. Journe, who is still inventing, stuff, doing his own stuff. Recep, who just launched a chronograph.
Space Pirate HM6. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry, I just
and even
said spaceship.
There's still some hope. There's still some hope. Last time I was in Geneva, I was at a Sotheby's viewing, and guy sits across from me, recalls who I am. We had a chat looking at some of the watches at the Sotheby's preview, and then out of his bag, he pulls out a model escapement. And he's like, here, what is this? Why is it in your bag? Why are you just walking around Geneva with this? And he's like, wait, so you see, checked out this escapement, and then wait. And then he pulls out a model prototype. So it was just the mold of the case. And then he pulls out a picture of like what the dial is gonna look like, and he pulls out the stuff. And this guy's walking around Geneva with a whole escapement model in his bag. And we were walking over to, we parted ways, and then like 30 minutes after, I'm walking in Geneva with a friend, and he comes over, we cross paths, and then I was, telling my friend, this is so-and-so, and the guy opens up his bag again, in the middle of Geneva, pulls out his escapement, pulls out I'm not gonna mention who, but he just recently did launch his watch under his brand. But you know what? He had something to offer.
Yeah.
He worked on an escapement.
Yeah.
There's something new.
There's something new.
It's not time-only high-end finishing.
No. It's a subscription model, fine.
Ooh.
No, fine. But I can see he was working on this, and he has something original to offer.
There is watchmaking.
Yes, and the thing is, I think today there's a saturation of brands. There's way too many watch brands, and there's not just too many watch brands, but I'm always under the idea, and maybe that's why I'm not milking clients, but if you don't have something exclusive and new to offer, then what's the point? Unfortunately, if you don't have something new and exclusive to offer, make a subscription model of a time-only watch. And
high-end finishing.
Milk your collectors, or not even collectors, your clients.
I think the new thing is not high-end finishing. Now it's Geneva seal.
Geneva seal?
Mm.
What Geneva seal?
Like the finishing is within the Geneva seal standards. You get a Geneva seal.
Ah, okay.
Have you seen those?
No.
Okay.
I guess you can make your own seal.
Yeah, that's another thing, by the way.
Yeah. See, you can do whatever you want today. You can make your own seal. You can make your own seal. Call it the day and night seal. Yeah. Put a star within a moon or whatever it is, and call it your own seal.
And it will work.
Yeah, and create a whole website page.
I want the Besançon seal.
Yeah, a whole website page. You don't see, the thing is, my understanding is if you go to Geneva or a seal or some certification, like you as a brand have to pay money to certify these watches, right? So you don't have to do that anymore. You can create your own seal, and you can say, we exceed the expectations of blah, blah, blah. We do our finishing like this, like this, like this, from this outsourced company.
No. We can't tell them the company, right?
Oh yeah, we don't say who makes it, right? But
It's not in-house, but that's it. That's all the information you get.
The effort is so minimal.
But I mean, it's a benefit too for one thing. People who are going to get burned by those new independent brands are going to end up going back to the brands that started the independent movement. I mean, you will see them not buying from those, going back to, say, to Urwerk, going back to MBNF, going back to FP Journe. I mean,
nobody's going back to FP Journe. FP Journe like still has way too many speculators right now. Like FP Journe is like kind of like great brand, amazing watchmaker, did not milk the clients the whole time. Amazing.
You know the shock.
Victim of his own success.
You know the shock is these new guys that have barely been on the map for 6 months. The funniest thing is okay, because some of these guys are like my friends, but I would go and ask them, hey, what's your Grail watch? Quick. And their response without hesitation was one of these like 6 months old brands. And I'm just like,
I remember this.
I was expecting some grand complication from Patek, a Journe, a Dufour, something crazy,
something
you know, like
important,
even a Marie Antoinette. No one cares about it. Unfortunately, no one cares. But tell me something. And it was like this guy that's been making a watch for 6 months. That's your Grail? Like that's the watch's peak interest. Like you just like, oh, well, if I get it, I'm gonna melt.
And usually it's a time only too.
It's a time only watch.
That's the problem.
It's a time only watch.
Time only.
Like really?
It was the one that changed production numbers.
Yeah.
That's your ultimate Grail?
That's crazy.
I mean, come on.
Fun fact. I don't know if this is gonna make it into the video. I asked. Bear in mind, his name is the Journe Guy.
No, I know.
I asked him.
No.
What his Grail watch was.
This cannot make it into the video.
I asked him what his Grail watch was.
No.
And I said 5 seconds. I was like, I have like 5, 4, 3.
Just because I was
like, Sky Moon.
Just because I was researching it the morning of. I was researching it the morning of.
It was me, him, and I think like 2 other guys that we were all like.
Yeah. I was researching it.
What? No, he's the Journe Guy. You're supposed to say Astronomique, FFC, Grand Sonnery, like something. Chrono, Rouge, like make something up.
If it's a watch that I can go and buy, Sky Moon. If it's
a watch that I can go and buy, Sky Moon. Okay.
If it's a watch that
sitting on 1.8 liquid, dude.
If I said if. Man,
please don't cut that part out. The world needs to know.
No. Look, I love, I enjoy seeing the success of Recep and Journe and their likes, but the 2 rock stars at the moment are Journe and Recep. I'm very happy for the success that they've attained. But what saddens me at the same time is the fact that they work so hard for creating this, as you said, legacy of their watches and everything. And the sad part is that a vast portion of what they are going to be remembered for, according to today, hopefully this changes, but according to today, is what their watches are worth in the market. Not necessarily what they are doing behind closed doors.
So we need a recession, is what you're saying?
A correction.
We need to flush out some...
All right. And on that note, I think we've covered a great timeline of watches. We've talked about the good and the bad, a lot of bad. And yeah, maybe next time we pick up on, I don't know, we talk about mainstream brands next time. We talk about
yes.
We'll figure it out.
Yep, mainstream brands.
There's so many topics.
Yeah. And there's so much we can rant about as well, right?
Oh my God, yes.